We're Lance and Christy. Join us as we build our dream. Welcome to Knight's Helm Farms. So we're setting up to work on this tiny aviary over here today. But I wanted to come in and show you the Pom Poms. That's what I'm calling them. And they're just so little. You guys are getting a new house, probably today. What do you think about that? Look at the Pom Poms. They're both black. One has a white butt, one has white on its head. And their eggs came out of Araucana, or they hatched out of Araucana eggs. So I don't know what we have. I'm hoping for 2 hens. But it's kind of looking like a hen and a rooster. But we won't know for a while. And this is Lovey Dovey. She's the one that, sort of the one that hatched them. Cookie was the one that sat on the eggs, but Lovey sat next to Cookie. And then when these two hatched, she took them. And there was a third chick that Cookie had, but it didn't live. And then I had to remove Cookie from this situation because she wanted to fight with Lovey over the 2 that did live. So we got Primmy. Yeah, it's hot again today, isn't it? A cinder rooster, proper, and then Rosie's inside our what do you call her? Polish hen. Let's see if we can see Rosie. Rose, there you are. Hi. Anyway, they're the ones that are going to the new house, and hopefully we get your aviary done today and you can be in it tonight. That'd be nice, huh? What do you think? Okay, we'll see. So this is a comical situation. The cart that has the air compressor on it has 2 flat tires. Isn't that hilarious? Just a side note. My goodness. So funny. Okay. After discussing the best way to do this, we have a plan. We have a plan. He's over there with the roll that we just got unwrapped. What we're gonna do is something kind of similar to what we did on the main coop when we attached the run to that. Is we're gonna put an additional board up here across the building, which is this guy. We've already measured it. But that board has to be attached to the hardware cloth in the correct place prior to putting it up there, because the gap between the gap here isn't big enough to get the stapler in there. So this is the only piece that's going to be that way. We have to measure it out on the frame here. And we're going to run it from the face of this board up over that one, across the top, over that one, down, and then staple it onto the top of the existing aviary over there. This board along here will hold that side of that piece. Then we'll go with the half 2x4s like what you see in the main aviary. Wherever that one stops, like here, we'll run another 2x4 across there, half a 2x4, so like I don't know what it ends up, because it's not really 2x4, it's like 1.5 by 3.5, so half of that. But all the way across this tall part, it's gonna come up from the aviary, up, across, and down. And then this lower part here, we're gonna start there, come down, across, and then down onto the outside face of that board to do this top. So that should work. Then the sides here will be done the same way we did that, so that it comes down, is attached on all of these, and we have another foot out away from it on the ground. And it'll get attached along the side of the building here. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Are you ready for it?
Nope.
You gotta do some fancy jutsu to get your arms in around the... Yeah, exactly, just like that. So what we're gonna do now is measure this and then figure out on that measurement where this board needs to exist on the piece of hardware cloth. Then cut the hardware cloth to length and bring it over here, attach the board to the building, and then wrap the ends around. And then after that, it should be pretty straightforward. This is the only one that's weird. A little bit. So I'm gonna put you back on super speed now that I've filled you in on what our thought process is. So our plan has worked so far. We have the extra board up there with the hardware cloth attached to it, and brought it all the way over the top and down to the face of this one. So this one is at 6 feet, and that one's at 8 feet. So now that's what he's fixing to do. He's got to go up the ladder. Go up the ladder and get on top of the big aviary to reach way over there to staple the new aviary. So this will either be amazing or a catastrophe. But anyway, back to super speed. We are making our transition down from the, let's see if I can point it out, the really high part down to the 6 foot part. So we're going right there and there. It's been very different and exactly the same as the last one. Now we are finishing off the top and coming down the outside. Arthur, you're funny. Yeah. Yeah. You're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. Laying there with a stapler gun. We are still outside working. It's 8:14 and black, dark. We have all of the aviary done, top, sides, except for this one panel right here. He's currently putting this panel on and one more, and I have it cut already. It just needs to be stapled up, and then we're gonna call it a day. So now with the aviary done, Mr. Air Compressor. You can't get in the coop at all until tomorrow. We'll come out and we'll cut the door there, but at least everything is secure now too. So when we're cutting that door, everything is already predator proof out here. We just need to get some gravel out here. Can you get it? Got it? No. You got it. No. So anyway, it looks like we're running a zoo. Yesterday, we were able to completely close the tiny aviary. Yes, chipmunky, I know. Completely enclose that tiny aviary. So now there's no way into the tiny coop or the tiny aviary. It's all enclosed. So what we are doing right now is cutting through the original aviary to make a door that will be just like this one, because it doesn't have to be predator proof like this guy. So that's what we're working on.
Yep.
Opening up to the new section.
That's right. And that's what all this noise is going to be about.
Well, I'm gonna put them on super speed because it is very noisy.
Yeah.
We are attempting to use with the part that we cut out as the actual door. So right now we are trimming this one back to actually put the door frame around it. Tested to see if the frame fit in the doorway, and it does. So now we're going to staple the hardware cloth to the rest of the new wood and then give it a good trim.
Yep. If we don't get this done right, we can't get out because the hinges go on the inside.
The hinges go on the inside. Yep. You get inside. And then, oh, funny. We could always just come through like the Kool-Aid man. Okay, the handle goes on the inside, so you might want to put it on, and then you'll have something to hang on to.
I'm putting it down there, not up here.
Alright, we have a slightly chewed on bag of pine shavings. We weren't aware that we had a mouse in the chicken house, but apparently we do.
Arthur's on the case.
Arthur's on the case. We're hanging the feeder and waterers, but you only have 2 chains.
2 chains? That's right.
2 chains. So out there we can just put them on a block. Ooh, white out. Look at that. Oof. So exciting conclusion to the tiny coop build is now we have the brooder area back. It's not for bantams anymore, although we did rearrange this a little bit and make it better. We put the nesting boxes lower and the roost higher in case we end up with a hen that you know, that wants to hatch eggs or has hatched eggs, or an injured hen that wants a nest. That one at least is lower. And then after hens have their chicks, they like to be back in that corner, so that kind of offers them a little bit more protection as well. Right now I have this set up with the heat plate, an empty tray for food, and a fresh thing for water. The chick starter is here. So the chicks are coming sometime this week. So that'll be exciting. Anyway, we got this all cleaned up. Nice and neat and tidy. Move the storage cabinet from this side to that side. Just feels a little bit more open. And then on this side we cleaned the coop as well. Hey, Mr. Clean. How are you? You looking it over? Did we do a good job? It's interesting that Mr. Clean would be the first one to come in and check out the coop. So fresh everything. We took out all of everything, dusted it all off, dusted the walls and the ceilings, and we didn't dust that fan. But
we did, but it's
back
moving again. So.
back again. Feathers. It's got feathers. Got all of the pine shavings and poop off the floor, swept, scooped and swept, and put down fresh pine shavings so it smells really nicely. Reloaded all of the nesting boxes, and then I'm gonna go around and show you the tiny coop, or like my mom calls it, the Mini Cooper.
The Mini Cooper.
The Mini
yes.
Cooper.
Yes.
So the bantams then have their new place, so we closed the chicken door here and opened up this door here so that the big run is that's included in the big run basically. When we cleaned out the coop, we put all of the shavings there in a big pile, and they are going through that. So we're just gonna let that kind of compost out here. That's just gonna improve the soil. And we have a plan in mind for this aviary. We're gonna start planting grass out here under a frame with hardware cloth on top. My goodness, guys, I can't hardly talk. Under a frame with hardware cloth on top, and then that way the chickens can't scratch it until it's mature. And we'll just continue to move the frame, you know, from one place to the next, to the next, to the next. And that will give them some fresh greenery in here, but it'll also help this dirt. The soil is very, it's got a lot of clay in it, but it's also very sandy. When it's wet, it's easy to maneuver. When it is not wet, it is like concrete. So yeah, they are having a good time with this pile of stuff out of the chicken coop. That's funny. Anyway, this right here is the exciting conclusion to the Mini Cooper. Cinder Rooster's over here in the Bantam Palace with his ladies. We just built this building up next to the existing aviary. So this wall was a challenge because it was not a traditional build. Therefore, the siding could not be down far enough onto, you know, like below the floor level. So we put in a drip edge there. That's what that gray thing is. A drip edge there so that if rain hits that wall and runs down, it'll hit that drip edge and come off and over instead of going in the coop. The last thing we did was cut a hole here and put a door in from the main aviary into the small aviary. And that turned out very nicely. And when you go in, there's the Pom Poms. Lovey-dovey and the Pom Poms. They play nightly at the at the Bantam Palace. See, the ants have found the new chicken run. Here we have Prim and Proper and Mr. Cinder Rooster. And they've been busy scratching, so their water has dirt in it now. But I think they do that on purpose so that I do this, because they really love it when there's wet ground. So they have this enclosure now. It has hardware cloth on the top. It's taller here from here over so that we can get that door open. And it's approximately 6 feet by 6 feet. Here it's 8 feet. And then from that post to that post, or the building, is about 16 feet. They have their automatic chicken door. A window that still has a screen in it because out here it is just inside the aviary. Got our same hardware. Slightly different hinges. I guess I kind of goofed on the hinges. We have a hook and eye up here so that we can hook this door open when we come in. We also have a hook and eye here so we can latch this one so that these don't go out and those don't come in. We have our ramp that we made out of scrap wood. Here we have a bucket of, hi Rosie, there's Miss Rose. Rosie little, she's pretty silly because she wears that big hat all the time and she can't see very well because of her hat. We have our 6 nesting boxes, 3 here, 3 on this side. One of them laid an egg yesterday. I mean, you can tell that they're sitting in there. One of them laid an egg yesterday, so she was obviously comfortable in here. They actually get up on the roosts, which that's good. Even Rosie. Rosie has had a habit of not wanting to get up on the roost, but she's been on the roost the last couple nights. And here's the other roost, or the other nesting boxes. We have the food and water hanging on chains, so it's cleaner that way. They don't get so much of the pine bedding in their food or their water. We have the light here that's solar and remote control, so I can turn that on. And we'll put it on timer so it'll turn off automatically. I'll probably turn it off before that. And then our fan that's solar and automatic. And then we have hardware cloth on this window instead of the screen so that nothing can get in, because that's not into the aviary. And the dog swimming pool there's their little chicken door and the man door. But yeah, they're really liking it. Lovey, what are you doing with your babies? They're so cute. Look at their feathers already. My goodness. Oh my. Uh-oh. Prim, you better not touch Lovey's babies. Cinder Rooster. Now you're after Lovey because she's after Prim, who was after her babies, and now they're over there by Proper. Okay, Lovey, gotta go the other direction, honey. So we have a handle here on the inside, but we realize now that we need a handle on the outside too. Yeah, go. Okay. Come on. Yeah, we need a handle here. And then we've got the big door that is predator proof.
Yep.
All of the chickens in here. There's Frank. Frank's a jerk. There's one of my Americanas. There's another Americana. Bully's an Americana. There's Snowshoe. Snowshoe's kind of a jerk too. It's a stick, Snowshoe. Nobody's listening to you. Oh, look at all these. Dandy, you have one tail feather. That's crazy. That is crazy. You're funny looking, dude. That's our main rooster. He has one tail feather.
Yeah.
And it's not a nice looking tail feather.
No.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Snowshoe, you really are handsome. You really are a handsome boy. Are you portly? You look like you're portly. So we have all these extra bantam roosters and they don't go in there. And I have a couple more hens. I have this bantam hen, that's Cookie, and that bantam hen is Wanda, and they will eventually go in there, but we're just trying to let those 7 kind of get acclimated first before we put anybody else in with them. And then all the other bantam roosters will be out here with the main flock still. So that's that. The tiny coop is done. And the tiny chickens have moved in. Look how little they are.